los viajes de la nave espacial Enterprise. Su misión durante 5 años, explorar nuevos y extraños mundos, descubrir otros sistemas de vida y nuevas civilizaciones, llegando hasta donde jamás antes llegó el ser humano.
Trekcast.
Hello and welcome to Trekcast, the galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast. I am one of your hosts, Dan Lombardo. With me as always, Daniel Reyes. We are operating at 66% capacity.
That's right.
1/3 of the shields have been depleted. Chad
The right
Waldo's
side of the
not with
shields?
us. What's that? The right side of the
shields.
shields. Starboard shields are down.
Indeed.
Starboard shields are down. Chad's away on business.
Mm-hmm.
He's in Germany. Sprechen Sie business. So, the dynamic's going to be a little off today. It's fine. We'll make do.
Yeah.
But, Trekcast, galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast.
He's putting lasers on sausages.
He is. He's putting lasers on sausages, and he's wearing uncomfortably short shorts while he's doing it. Uncomfortably high socks while he's
with a little hat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll be requesting some pictures of that. Definitely share that. So what's up, man? It's been a week. What's up?
Yeah. Oh, not too much. Just working away.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, same old.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not same old. We had it was my father's birthday yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And it was the first time in 2 years that like everyone was together. So,
oh, that's great.
Yeah, like my wife has had the kids locked up for 2 years, and we've finally come around to the realization that together we've come to the realization.
There you go.
That it's time.
It is time.
It's time. So
like Rafiki says, the Lion King. It is time.
Yeah, exactly. Rafiki. And that's what I told her. It's like, hey, remember Lion King?
You drew a little symbol on the kids, and they're good to go.
I did. I held the kids up. We went to the cliff. I held the kids over the cliff, and she was like, "All right, we'll go to your parents for cake."
That's how it works.
That's how it works. So yeah, it was good. My brother was there with most of his kids because his oldest son is in college.
Oh.
But my sister has a new baby. The new baby was there, so it was good.
That's good.
It was good. So
yeah.
I've been looking forward to that.
All that.
Yeah, it was fun to be together again.
Nice.
At last.
Nice. I went and saw the Batman with my buddy.
How was it?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I went wearing my sparkle coat just to annoy my buddy.
Your sparkle coat?
Yeah.
What is a sparkle
coat? I've worn it on the show before. It looks like a mirror ball.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like a giant mirror ball. It's great.
Did you wear that over the Batman T-shirt? Was it like a
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Did anybody get it? Was anybody like, "Oh, you're a Sparkle Batman, I get it"?
No, nobody at all. It's North Idaho. They don't put it together.
All right.
But
okay.
But my buddy, he was very annoyed by my outfit because he had to sit next to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great.
That's all right.
Yeah, I loved it. So
it was good?
Yeah,
it was
good.
I
really enjoyed it. Have you not
I heard
seen
it was
yet?
really... No, I didn't see it yet. My brother's oldest son comes home from college next weekend, and he texted everybody about going to see it. And
okay.
My problem with that, I don't know if I'm going to go because all the reviews that I've read say it's a good movie, not for kids. And
yeah,
I
it's
feel
not
bad
that there's anything bad.
Well, like the Riddler beats somebody with a metal pipe or something.
Yeah, that's true.
And, so I don't know if I'm going to go because my son is old enough that we've started taking him to these outings where it's him, dad, grandpa, his uncle, and, his cousins. And it's like a boys outing. So
Yeah.
if it's not okay for him, I feel bad going to that without him. So I will
Yeah.
probably pass and go see it with a buddy.
Yeah.
You know, every once in a while I get a Wednesday off from work. So,
There you go.
you know, I'll
Yeah.
do like a Wednesday morning showing with my buddy.
Mm-hmm.
But which that upsets me a little bit because you go into Target, you go into Walmart, and the merch for this thing is definitely geared to 3 to 9-year-olds.
Oh,
I can tell
yeah.
you that.
Yeah.
I could tell you that. So that's kind of irresponsible on their part. But
I mean,
you know,
that's
let me
movies,
get up
right?
on my. Yeah, yeah. But here's the thing: Marvel doesn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel makes their movies so that you can take your 7-year-old
Mm-hmm.
to see it, and then they market all the merch to
Right.
your 7-year-old. And DC doesn't do that. And I can't help but draw the comparison that, on a whole, DC is lagging behind Marvel
That's
when it
true.
comes to this stuff. So,
Yeah.
you know, here's an idea. Here's an idea. Make a movie that the parents are comfortable taking their kids to see.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's it. I'll get off my Warner Brothers soapbox now.
Yeah. I liked it. I liked it a lot. My buddy did not like it. But you know, he doesn't like, Asian food either, so I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. His tastes are questionable at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought it was a lot of fun. It is a little long, that's for sure, but it was good. Yeah. Should
It
I
was
get into the news?
almost 3 hours, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's long and then remember it's the movie, so there's like half an hour of commercials beforehand. So
Oh Jesus. Any
yeah.
good commercials? Any good previews?
Not that I remember.
No, there's no like Black Adam or anything like that.
No, nothing like that.
Come on.
Yeah.
All right. Was there a post-credit scene?
Technically, yes.
Yeah. All
Technically,
right.
you don't need to see it. You don't.
I don't
Yeah.
need to. All right.
Yeah.
So I'll go see the movie,
Yeah.
and then I'll watch the post-credit scene on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: if your movie is 3 hours, your credits are 25 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true.
That many people took part in making a 3-hour movie.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's good. I think you'll like it. I think you will. So,
Okay.
yeah, he does a good
All right.
job as Batman.
Yeah. Good.
It feels like a year one, even though it's supposed to be like year two. But whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Well, let's get into the news, huh?
Let's do it.
All right.
Attention all hands. It's time for Star Trek news.
So our first news story comes to us from Cinema Blend, and the headline is, "What's happening with Star Trek Section 31 spinoff?" So, yeah, exactly.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
For those listening to the audio version, I'm holding up the 0 sign or the OK sign or white supremacy. I don't know. You choose, but that's what's going on with.
It's the tiny violin that scores the movie.
That too.
Yeah.
That too has many meanings.
Yes. So they make a really good point that this show was first announced like after the Discovery season premiere, like of the first season, and we're now in season 4.
Yeah.
So it's been a while,
Yeah.
So this article really doesn't bring anything new. They do mention that just last month in February, one of the Paramount heads, executives said that, oh yeah, new information is coming soon. So this article speculates that on First Contact Day, which is in April, at that Chicago celebration that we're going to go to, that they're speculating information will come out then, but that's not confirmation that it's going to happen then. It's just
Yeah. I'm gonna hold my breath until April.
yeah. So that's where we're at. This is also the same company that announced they're going to make another Kelvin movie and didn't tell anybody, not even the cast. So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully it happens. I guess we'll see. You know,
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
fine either way. I don't know.
I wouldn't mind like a mini series or like just a one-time show. You know,
Mhm.
that could be interesting.
Yeah, they could do that.
Yeah. All right. Our next news story comes to us from Giant Freaking Robot, and which is normally this stuff is clickbait and terrible, but this is actually an interview.
Okay.
They're recapping an interview that Trek News did, and they did an interview with John Billingsley, aka Dr. Phlox, and he was talking
I
about.
saw him. I saw him in something recently. I'm watching Pam and Tommy, and he
Oh
plays.
yeah.
He plays some slimy lawyer.
Oh, that's funny. Well, he was talking about how he turned down the opportunity to be in Strange New Worlds.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
He did not confirm if he would be playing Phlox, which is interesting. He said that he was asked to audition for a small supporting role in Strange New Worlds. And he said that he told his agents, "Don't they know I was in Star Trek? Like, why do I need to audition like a
Yeah.
character there?" And so
Yeah.
he decided, yeah, no, forget these guys. And so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
get
I get that. If I was an actor and I, did 4 years on a franchise series, and then they're like, "Yeah, why don't you come in and audition?" Nah.
Yeah.
You guys, you know who I am.
Yeah. But I also get like if they're gonna have to play something else other than Phlox, maybe you want to check it out, you know? I don't know. It's dumb.
Yeah.
Why would you bring him in and not have him play Phlox?
I don't know.
Is my thought.
I don't know. Unless he's going to play Phlox's son or something.
Son of
But
Phlox?
they wouldn't even have to do that though. I mean, nobody really knows how long Denobulans live, right? They didn't.
I thought they said they lived a long time, but not like
Yeah,
super
probably.
long. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. So you won't be seeing Phlox in Strange New Worlds, so that's sad. You know what else you won't be seeing, according to TrekMovie.com? Star Trek: The Next Generation is leaving Netflix in the U.S. in April. That's not an
What?
April Fool's joke. Yeah.
I thought it already left. I thought it was on Paramount Plus
Voyager
now.
has left.
Okay.
So this is TNG. So
All right.
yeah. Picard, Geordi, Data, they're all going away. They're leaving your Netflix account so that Paramount Plus can get your money. And there you go. They're consolidating
All right.
as you do. You know?
Okay.
So
Well, that seems to be the trend. All of those Marvel Netflix series left, Daredevil and Jessica Jones and all that, and they're going to Disney Plus. And I think we talked about this once before. There was a question on whether the Punisher was going with them.
Yeah.
And originally it was said the Punisher would be going to Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
And then I read an article yesterday that said, no, they're all going to Disney Plus, and Disney Plus is introducing parental controls.
Yep.
So that's good because there's other Fox properties that aren't currently on Disney Plus that totally could be, except that they're not appropriate for kids. Like all the Aliens movies, they own all of those now.
Right.
That those should be on there. If you're paying that monthly fee for Disney Plus, they touted it originally as the whole library is going to be on there, the whole Disney library.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you acquired Fox. That's part of the library. So let's get that shit on there.
They own the Predator as well. And
Yep.
that hasn't, yeah.
Yep. So I'm hoping, I don't know what they're going to call it. Like, they should call it. Isn't there a section of Disney World called like Disney After Dark or something? And it's supposed to be for the moms and dads to.
Internationally, they already have that section. It's called Disney Star.
Disney Star? Okay.
Yeah. And you just go to the Star section, and that's all the adult stuff.
They should call it they should just call it the adult section, and have like a door with beads.
There you go.
And if you stand in front of it, you can kind of see
what's
in there.
Have you ever been to Disneyland?
Yes.
Okay.
It was 15 years ago, but yeah.
Okay. There is a hidden club in Disneyland. You have to be an invite only to get into it. I think it's called Club 33.
Okay.
That should be the name of it, Club 33.
And what is Club 33 exactly?
It's just an invite only restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all it is. Yeah.
Huh. That's cool.
I mean, there's a lot of fun conspiracy theories. That's where all the Satanists go to pick out children at Disneyland. But it's just a place to get expensive sandwiches.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the news stories.
That's the news. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So soon, Deep Space Nine will be the only show on Netflix, and then
the black sheep.
Yeah.
The black sheep of the family, as always.
Mm-hmm. The
Save the
Cisco
best for
stands
last.
alone.
Yeah, Cisco stands alone.
The Cisco is of Netflix.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very
So
good.
there you go.
I'm about due for a DS9 rewatch. So that might be coming.
I was going to put up a question on the Instagram account, and maybe I will later. But let's say your washing machine was on the fritz, right? Who would you trust to fix it? Jet Reno or Miles O'Brien?
Miles O'Brien every time.
Yeah?
Every time.
Okay.
Yep. I would trust Miles O'Brien with anything.
There you go. He is the greatest of Starfleet, according to
He
Lower
is.
Decks. Yeah.
He is.
Yeah, it's not a fair competition.
Yep.
All right. Well, we do have some feedback.
Hailing frequencies. Open.
Okay.
Um,
Cool.
Yeah, so I posted that the first episode of the Picardinator season 2 was up, and I made that image of yeah. Yeah, it's the half Terminator, half Picard.
Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah.
Come with me if you want to live long and prosper.
Exactly. I need your clothes, your boots, and your sense of adventure.
Yeah.
So let's see. Sam asked, okay, the episode of Picard is the first episode of a new Trek series that I watched twice, which according to Dan means something. I really enjoyed it. My questions are, how much time has passed since the last episode? Ooh. I don't think we really know.
I want to say it's been like a year and a half.
Maybe. I did watch the Will Wheaton show to try to get answers.
Yeah.
And they did not have a straight answer on that. They just said it's been some time.
Okay.
So it's nebulous. And also, why was Dr. Girardi allowed to take over the position on the bridge while being obviously drunk?
Because she wasn't steering the ship, so it's not a DUI.
Right. There you go.
Yeah. She was doing computer stuff. So I mean, she was like Googling while drunk. She wasn't driving. No harm could come to anyone. Man, I should be a lawyer. I should be like a Federation lawyer.
Yeah. You would make a great Federation lawyer.
I think I would.
Yeah.
I think I would.
Let's see. A lot of these other questions are very spoiler as we get into the episode, so let's wait on that. What else do we have? Oh, here's some great questions from Steve in the Discord group. He says, with the revelation that the Ukrainian president voiced Paddington, does this have any bearing on peace negotiations? Well, Paddington always wants peace, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true, but I mean, Paddington always says that he'll slit the throat of Russians to protect his homeland. I mean, that's well documented.
That is very well documented. As he puts on the camouflage.
Yeah, he's painting himself up like the Predator, like Dutch and Predator. He's putting the mud on his face.
I can't remember if it was Rambo or Paddington who said to survive war, you have to become war. It's a very famous Paddington line.
Jeez.
Yeah. So yeah, he's got a lot of questions about Paddington and the invasion, and that sucks. But yes, Paddington will make things better if they allow it, and they can have peace and marmalade sandwiches.
marmalade.
It's what a Paddington eats.
That's true. That is what Paddington eats.
He's very much a diabetic at that point.
Oh man, so
Yeah.
I tried intermittent fasting
There you
this
go.
week,
Yeah.
and I stuck with it the full work week,
Okay.
and I immediately dropped like 6 pounds.
Yeah.
And then yesterday came, and I'm like, all right, well, this is my cheat day,
Yeah.
and I ate like garbage
Mm-hmm.
yesterday, and I feel like garbage today.
Yeah.
So I'm like ashamed of myself for the crap I put in my body
Mm-hmm.
yesterday, but it also like emboldened me to, stick with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah. I have a good feeling about this. So
Yeah. It's amazing.
we'll see.
Dude. Yeah.
See how we do.
I spent like an hour and a half on the phone with my uncle last night because he was asking me a million questions about it.
Yeah.
'Cause now he wants to try it. So, yeah.
Cool.
Anyways, let's see. We also got a email from Taryn. It's a fairly long email, but he was going on about especially a lot of the fallout of our vegan discussion.
Vegan gate.
Vegan gate, yes, yes. The non-meat beef with vegan gate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was talking a lot about how, yeah, he does see that our show has turned negative recently over the past year, but he feels like a lot of things have gone that way too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's good
I
to
agree.
remember, Star Trek is about hope and a brighter future, and let's keep that in mind. And he's absolutely right. Also,
Well,
like the Mandalorian, it seems like. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I mean, I make no bones about the fact that I'm not a fan of Discovery. I don't enjoy watching
Mhm.
Discovery. I basically watch it for the purpose of participating in this podcast. And I'm sure that bleeds through to my demeanor on the show. But there were 2 episodes to watch this week.
Mhm.
I watched Picard, and that show's not perfect either. I
No.
had my issues with season 1, and I don't want to get into the topic right here.
Mhm.
But other than Lower Decks, I mean, I was excited watching Star Trek this week, and that's good. So between that and turning the corner on my family rejoining the world, for lack of a better term,
Right.
this week. I mean, I can't speak for you. I can't speak for Chad, but I feel like there are positive things ahead of me in the near
Yeah.
future, and hopefully that will come through
Yeah.
on the show.
For
So,
sure.
That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's get into the topic because.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talking about Star Trek in this week's topic. Talking about the Star Trek in this week's topic.
So, like you said, there was 2 episodes. There was another episode of Discovery. What, like episode 10? I think 9 or 10, something like that.
I don't know.
Whatever.
The next episode of Discovery was on.
Yeah,
Don't
they're
ask me
gonna have
the
a 3-week
name of it.
layover. Yeah.
Don't ask me the name of it. Don't ask me the characters. But
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry. There we go. I slipped right back into my negative vibe. Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
And then we also had the season premiere of season 2 of Picard.
Yes, we did.
Yes, so that was great. So let's talk about Disco, and then we'll get into Picard because I imagine
Okay.
Picard will be a lot longer.
Yeah.
Basically,
okay.
in Disco, they have finally reached the area where the C-10, the unknown alien race, is there, and they're in this like giant field, like force field kind of thing, and they can't reach them. They have found what they believe is also the home planet that seems to be destroyed. So Captain Burnham decides that, hey, let's go down to the old place. Let's look around there. Let's see if we can find something that'll allow us to communicate with them, since they have no idea what's going on with these people. So she takes a landing party, and they go down to the planet, and they go and investigate. And it's her, it's Saru, it's Detmer, and it's Colbert. And they go around, and they basically take ayahuasca and get high. And first they have a bad trip, and then they find the good stuff, and then they have a good trip, and they feel like now we can connect to these people. It's what'd you think of it?
I mean,
Yeah.
again, I don't enjoy this show, so I try to go into each episode with an open mind, but that's just not realistic anymore. I don't care about the storyline. I don't care about the characters.
Mhm.
Every once in a while, I will find a little nugget of something that I enjoy,
Mhm.
but for the most part, it's just a show that's on. I thought it was silly that they're like, oh, they care about their kids. They
Uh-huh.
value life. That's something we can connect with. Yeah, no. You know what? The Nazis cared about their kids too. Everyone cares about their kids.
Right.
The Nazis cared about their kids. It didn't stop them from throwing other people's kids,
Mhm.
in a death pit.
Yeah.
So that's not really. I don't see how that's a way to connect with them.
So one thing I picked up on in this show, having written stuff before, especially for TV, there was that character, one of the ambassadors, whatever, where the president goes up to him and says, "Hey, look, your negative attitude isn't helping things."
Yeah, it was the Asian. I think he's a general. I think.
Yeah,
was
something,
his-
whatever. Yeah, general.
Yeah, but he's always got like a. I don't know. He's probably high because he's always got a snack with him.
Yeah, that's true too. He does eat a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But having written stuff, I know that you put those characters in sometimes when you want to say stuff to the audience.
Yeah.
And I totally felt like this was them talking to all the
They were
internet.
talking to me. They were
Yeah.
talking to me.
Yeah.
Stop being so
You're-
negative.
Yeah, stop being so negative. It's not helping things.
That's true.
Yeah.
That
So
is true.
I thought that was hilarious. I was like, all right, that's fine. Whatever. Basically, we're going to do what we want and deal with it. Okay.
You know, another thing that's difficult for me on this show is the technology has been advanced so far
Mm-hmm.
that I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
And because of that, it's sometimes difficult to follow what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Book and the other guy are sneaking around in the Jeffries tubes, which I don't know, are they still called that? I don't even know if they're still called Jeffries tubes.
In my heart,
But
they were Jeffries too.
yeah, they'll always be Jeffries tubes to me.
Yeah.
But there's a point where they're watching the president of our and the general General Sudoku or whatever her name is from Earth.
General
I know it's
Puzzles, because he's always doing puzzles.
No. The general, the African female general.
Oh,
from Earth.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I can't remember
yeah.
her name.
Earth Defense Forces or whatever
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. I said Sudoku. That's not it. That's a game.
Yeah.
But so they're watching them on the wall of the Jeffries tube.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, are they peering through that wall via some device that is pinned to their shirt? Or is that a holographic screen that their tricorder has projected and they're tapping into security footage? Or, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know I don't understand what's happening here
Yeah.
tech wise. where classic Trek, it's like you have your communicator, you have your phaser, you have your tricorder, you have your pad, and you have computers on the ship, and everybody knows how they work. They know the capabilities of them. They know how shields work. They know that how phasers work, how torpedoes work. You know, you got your warp drive, you got your impulse drive. There's so much stuff going on. You know, programmable matter is a part of everything now. Apparently, the suits, filtering the suits has to do with program. Because of that, I don't understand what's going on sometimes, and that kind of detracts from the story. It detracts from the drama. I can't be worried about what's about to happen if I don't know how the stuff works.
Yeah, because you don't know what the stakes are.
Yes.
Yeah. That is a problem, because then it gives you the ability to know to worry or not and all that.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
It's just like, you know, in a movie, and they're like, if that turns red, that means we're dead. And now you have the thing to watch for.
Yes. We have to cut one of these wires.
Right.
The red one or the blue one. If we cut the wrong one, this thing's going to explode. You know. Okay, you let us know what the stakes are, and we know what emotion to feel. So,
if it's green, the trap is clean. Stuff like that.
That's a big Twinkie.
That is a big Twinkie. Yes.
So,
there's a steady paycheck. I'll believe anything you say.
Yeah. So, and again, like I said, the technology has progressed so far that, I mean, the ship's sentient now, but the ship can't tell that there's another ship stuck to the side of it,
right?
Because you know, we've
reasons.
created it. Yeah, because of reasons.
Yeah.
Because of reasons. And it's like, no, I mean, that would affect the shape of the shields. That would affect the I don't know. I just feel like I don't buy it.
Yeah.
I don't buy things sometimes with this show, and it makes it harder to care.
If there was hard rules that we knew about, then it would be easier to buy into things. I understand that.
Yes.
That's a thing in any kind of film or TV making. You have to have rules to your world in order to know those stakes and know what's going on.
Yes.
You know, that's just, it's basics.
And that's what the show Bible is supposed to be for. This is
what the show Bible is supposed to be.
Yes, this is how the devices work. This is how the rules work for this organization, and this is who is supposed to be doing this, who's supposed to be doing this, and this is why you create drama by bending those rules.
You know, I did think it was interesting that, you know, earlier this season, we literally sent a hologram version of a crew member because the situation was going to be dangerous. They're going down to an unknown alien planet with people that have been literally destroying worlds, and they just, let's just go down, as opposed to let's use the holograms to.
Yeah. Well, because of reasons, the hologram wouldn't feel the dust feelings.
But that could have been a single line to at least get around that, and you know, whatever. Yeah.
But again, I mean, it goes back to writing. You know, Voyager had some really great episodes because of situations where we can't afford to send a human crew member, so we're sending the doctor, even though he's a doctor, so he's not well equipped for this type of mission, which serves the story, creates drama, makes you worry. Will he be able to complete the task? Probably not, because he's just a doctor, but he's the best doctor in the world. So, yeah.
So there you go. All right, well, let's get into Picard, because that's the one we probably really want to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah. So Replicant Picard is back.
Yep.
He's drinking wine, and he's hitting on women.
Yep.
He's just living the life.
He's hitting on widows.
That's true. Yeah.
He's hitting on Romulan widows.
You don't know, he's not even hitting on them. They're hitting on him.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, he's the Picard.
He's the Picard. And he's fully functional, apparently.
He's fully functional.
If he wants to be. Yeah.
Now here's the thing. Yeah. Romulans have an innate distrust of robots. We learned last
We
year.
learned that last season, but apparently
Yeah.
that's not a problem.
That's not a problem for her. She's hot for
No.
this robot.
No.
She's hot for this bot.
She wants to upgrade to love.
So
Yeah.
the other thing I was thinking, since we learned in First Contact that Picard still has some Borg stuff floating around
Mhm.
inside his body. This is not Picard's body.
Right.
This is a new body. So he doesn't have the little Borg nanites and stuff in there. So I'm wondering if that's going to matter. Later in the episode, he meets a Borg queen, and they seem to have some sort of connection, but
Yeah.
I don't see how they can in the
So
same way.
yeah, I'm sure they'll give it a reason. They'll just say it's so ingrained in him, even when they uploaded his consciousness, it went
Yeah.
with him. One thing I thought was funny is so that Borg ship shows up, right?
Yep.
And when it first shows up, I thought, oh, they just turned a cube on its side and it's the new Borg diamond.
So I watched it, and I had the closed captioning on.
Uh-huh.
And when the Borg were speaking, it didn't say Borg. It said, I think it said Legion.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if these aren't the Borg. They're an offshoot of the Borg or something.
Well,
like
we
that.
did have in TNG when Hugh was returned to
Mhm.
Borg,
Yep.
he liberated a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So it could be maybe from that,
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
even
but
Seven had the
we saw
the
Hugh
Matrix
last season.
Zero. Yeah.
We saw Hugh last season, and there was no mention of that. But
Right.
yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
So right away, and let me get in front of this and just say
Yeah.
this wasn't a perfect episode. None of them are perfect.
Right.
I'm gonna have my nitpicks about everything we ever watch ever.
Mhm.
But right out of the gate, this felt more like Star Trek than Discovery ever has, and it felt more like Star Trek than Picard season 1 ever
Yeah.
did. And part of that is just the basic look and formula, I guess. I think the opening was on the Stargazer, like the first.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first scene was also the last scene. Am I remembering it right? Okay.
Yeah.
So you
Well,
have all these
roughly the last scene.
Yeah. So you have all these Starfleet officers running around the ship, and there's a crisis occurring
Mhm.
at the time, and I watched it on my phone at work. So it was a small screen
Mhm.
like this big. So it was tough to tell. For a minute, I was like, is this Voyager era? I'm looking at the uniforms, because the current uniforms have the same color scheme as the Voyager uniforms, but the piping is different, the collar is different, and
Yeah.
whatnot. So right off the bat, I'm like, oh, is this Voyager? Is this 24th century, not 25th? But the backgrounds are immediately recognizable as, okay, that's a Starfleet. That's
Vessel.
a Starfleet. That's a Starfleet vessel. That's Elkar's graphics in the background, and it felt like home. It
Yeah.
felt like
Yeah.
coming home, and even when I realized that those aren't Voyager era uniforms, those are the current 25th century uniforms. They still look like Starfleet
Yeah.
uniforms to me, and it's comforting to
It's a
comforting
natural
to see
progression
that.
to what we've seen.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
comforting to see that.
Yeah.
Felt really good seeing Rios
Yeah.
in uniform. Felt
With
really
his
good.
cigar looking like Wolverine.
Well, that's that's one of the things that I'm not a fan of. We were supposed to have moved past that
Yeah.
as a people. they've had scenes in the past where 24th century humans don't understand what smoking is and why anybody would ever do it. And here he is with a big giant guinea stinker on the bridge of the ship. So,
Dude, I lost my shit laughing so hard when he said "dale," which I don't know if you know what that means.
no.
Dale is a Spanish like kind of slang term for like hit it or let's go or
Oh,
do
okay.
it. Dale though was made popular the past few years by one Mr. 305 Pitbull. I think he even
Okay.
has a song called Dale. So just him with the cigar yelling Dale. I just heard Pitbull music in my head. That was
That's
great.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah, Rios is great. I'm stoked to see him. Seven has got La Serenia now. She doesn't own it, but she's just kind of like using it since he's busy.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
It was good to see that everyone was welcomed back into the Starfleet family.
Well, and I liked it wasn't like, oh, I hate this guy after our last mission. Like there wasn't any of that. They were all just like, we're doing our own thing. We're happy to see each other, and let's move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Picard is back in Starfleet. He's an admiral. He's the chancellor at the academy. That makes that makes some
He's
sense.
Dumbledore.
Yeah. I don't know what that means. I've never seen those movies. So
I just
But
know
he's
he
back.
ran Hogwarts. So.
it makes sense because he once again saves the galaxy.
Yeah.
Let's invite him back. Let's invite him back to Starfleet. But again, he's almost 100. He's not going to be gallivanting around the cosmos.
I mean, he's two.
He's
He's one or two, really.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, the odometer flipped. It says 2 miles.
Right.
But it's 502 miles.
Yeah.
Or 500,000. You know what I mean?
Whatever. Yeah.
But Admiral, who is a chancellor of Starfleet Academy, that's a good place for him. He still has influence within the organization.
Mhm.
He's still a ranking officer, but he's not traipsing around the galaxy. It was nice to see Rios as a captain. Elnor is in Starfleet Academy, which
Elnor
is nice.
looks happy.
Yep, he looks happy. What's her name?
Raffi.
Raffi is back in Starfleet. She's a commander.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing with Raffi, I couldn't stand her last season. I could not stand her. I thought she was a garbage character. I thought she was this manufactured character because we're supposed to believe that she and Picard have this deep relationship. Yet we just
Her
met
and
her. JL, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was happy to see her.
Yeah.
It was weird. I was happy to see her, and I kind of used this analogy last week about going to a party at your friend's house and people, people there, and there's other people that you don't know. So kind of the same analogy in that there's people that are not your friends. They're friends of your friends.
Yeah.
And you'll never call this person up to go to lunch, but you've been to lunch with them 1,000 times because you go to lunch with your friend and they're there. And so they're not really friends with you, but at times you're genuinely pleased to see, hey, how you doing? You're genuinely pleased to see them. Yeah. I think that's kind of the place I've come to with Raffi. So hopefully she doesn't fuck it up. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, and they brightened her up, right? Like the first season, she was, vaping and angry about life, and now she seems like more comfortable and her relationship with Seven isn't where she wants it to be, but it's there. So overall, she's happier, and I think that really helps her.
Yeah,
as a character.
She also seems to be keeping a watchful eye over Elnor.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that is she's trying to make up for her failures as a mother to her own son who rejected her last season when she tried to reconnect.
Right.
So
right.
I'm wondering if they'll explore that again. I'm wondering if he's maybe he'll come around this season. You know,
Maybe.
seeing that she's not the piece of garbage that he thought she was.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So in the episode, we see a little bit of everybody and just kind of where they're at. Soji and Dr. Girardi are basically going around and saying, "Hey, robots aren't so bad."
Yep.
They hang out with the aliens from the motion picture, which is kind of cool.
I was wondering if anybody was going to pick up on that because I've watched
Yeah.
a couple of what is it, Screen Crush, where they do
Yeah,
like
I saw that one
70,
too.
70, and he didn't pick up on it at all.
Yeah, he didn't.
He didn't mention that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's them. What else? We learned that Girardi has cleared has cleared murder charges.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a Star Trek thing. It's like, I had an alien influence in my head. Oh, why did you just say that? All right, you're good.
Which I feel like is very common. Like, oh yeah, alien influenced me. That's why I murdered that dude. There's no evidence. Yeah, weird alien man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I may or may not murder again. We'll see. Aliens. Yeah.
So I saw Brent Spiner in one of the previews.
Yeah.
Who I'm assuming is playing the Data's human brother that we didn't know about until last season.
Right. Something.
Yeah. So, which is fine.
Yeah.
Who else was? I mean, we saw Guinan. Who else was confirmed to be in this? Wasn't there something about the EMH, the doctor? Isn't he supposed to be in this?
Very early on, when they were first putting this season together, they had said at one of the, I think, the cruises before COVID and everything, that he was going to be in it. It's never been brought up since.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Okay.
But yeah, that was the original reports.
Okay.
And there hasn't been any reports that like, oh, he was on set or anything. So,
Yeah.
So I wonder
All
if
right.
he's really going to be there.
Okay.
In the Will Wheaton show, Patrick Stewart talked about how they're currently shooting season 3, and he had mentioned at that point that there was only 2 episodes left for them to shoot. And he you can kind of like read between the lines a little bit in what he was saying, but it sounds like Q is going to be in season 3 as well. So I thought that was interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because he said they're shooting season 3 now, and then he said that John Delancey just had wrapped his part a few days ago. So that's what made me think, okay, so he's going to be in season 3.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because he said, Delancey said at the end of this episode, or Q said at the end of the episode, the trial never ends.
Right.
Referring back to all the way back to Encounter at Farpoint, all the way back to All Good Things. And if it never ends, well, I mean, it doesn't end next season either.
Right. Right. Oh yeah, now we're done.
now it ends.
Yeah, now it ends. Yeah.
So we saw
Guinan.
Yes,
Q shows up at the end. We should say that, and he reveals, things have changed, and we'll see what that means.
Yeah.
There was a clip for the next episode that was kind of interesting,
which I didn't watch. What did it show?
So it's just Picard and Q talking. Basically, Picard is like, "I'm too old for this shit," and Q says the great line of like, Picard says something to the effect of like, "I'm too old for your games, and I'm not your pawn." And Q tells him, "Oh no, you misunderstand. You underestimate yourself. You're not the pawn. You are the game." So I don't know what that means, but
okay.
Yeah. I thought that was an interesting line to throw out there.
So we know that they're going to be in the year 2024.
Right.
I'm wondering, how many episodes is the season? It's like 10 episodes?
I think 12.
12?
Yeah.
Do we know if I mean, is that going to be the bulk of the episodes? Take place in 2024, or is it, you know, the episode 2 and 3 they're in 2024, and then the next episode maybe they're in a different time period? Do we know if they're jumping around or if they're just?
So they haven't said. Will Wheaton did ask Patrick Stewart about shooting in a a current timeline, what that was like, and Patrick Stewart said that it was very off-putting, especially in the beginning, because he's used to these characters being in the future.
Yeah.
So for him to go shoot and it's modern day,
Yeah.
that was weird.
Did he yell double dumbass back on you at someone?
God, I hope they bring that in. God, I hope so. But he did say that, like, he had to think about a little bit what Picard would be like in a modern setting, because he'd never played the character in that way.
Yeah.
That was kind of interesting to hear. Yeah. So as far as how long are they going to be in modern day, we have no idea.
Yeah. I hope it's not the whole season.
I hope not. Maybe a couple episodes and, move on.
Yeah.
So, hopefully.
So
He
we
did
saw
let it slip, though, that we're going to learn the meaning of the word 10 forward, where that comes from.
I thought we already know that.
Apparently not.
It's deck 10. It's the most forward area of the ship on deck 10.
It's going to be something else.
Okay.
And Will Wheaton got all excited when Patrick Stewart said that, and he said that was one of my favorite things to see, because Will Wheaton sees the shows in advance. So
okay, that's interesting.
That is interesting. So let the rampant speculation begin.
All right. So her bar on Earth, I think it was on 10th Avenue or something.
Something like that.
And the bar was
Forward
called
or something.
It was called Forward, so it's Forward on 10th or something.
Yeah.
So, and I saw that.
I wonder if that's what they meant. That this is that, and like it's never anything else.
Yeah, it's just I mean, if you think about it, it's just the address. That's all it means. It's the address. Because I imagine, you live on a ship. There's an address.
Right.
Where do we take this package? Take it to 10 Forward.
Yeah.
Which is the address of the bar.
Right.
But yeah, we see the outside of Forward on 10th, and we see that Cardassian fixture in the alley there that Darren identified as being from straight out of Star Trek: The Experience.
Yeah.
But no explanation as to why it's there.
Yeah.
It would have been nice for her to just mention that there's a Cardassian restaurant next door, so that's just it's nothing special. It's a piece of garbage that's out in the alley. It's a fixture. It's a beverage cooler that they don't use anymore or something. But
I wish that they had put like Cisco's next to it, like that way you could the two places are next to each other. Something.
Yep. It's a franchise. It's a franchise now, along with Quarks.
Oh, that was the thing I was going to bring up. Okay, so in Discovery, we've got that Ferengi that just kind of hangs around in the background.
Yeah.
I always feel bad for that actor because clearly he goes through a lot of makeup just to
stand there. Yeah.
Anyways, here's my.
I don't think he moves either. He might just be a cardboard cutout.
Right. He might be. He might be. But you know how like Disco is like 1,000 years in the future, right?
Yes. I can't forget. I
Right.
try.
Here's my theory. He is the son of Quark, like the great grandson. But on top of that, it's not just Quark. It is from the House of Quark. He's part Klingon somewhere in there.
You think so?
What? In my head, sure. Why not?
You think he hooked up with
He did definitively hook up with that
Grilka?
Yeah, Grilka.
Was that her name? Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
So, because remember on that episode they took off and he's like, "Don't break too many bones" or whatever.
Yeah.
So
that's funny.
Yeah.
That would explain his look.
He's like a little bewildered, a little bit different. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's part Klingon. He's part Ferengi, and there you go.
So what would a Ferengi Klingon do after he defeats you in battle? Does he roll you over and go through your pockets?
Hell yeah.
Does he slays you and then he takes your wallet? Takes your wallet, your chain. He opens your mouth. If you have any fillings in your teeth, he pulls them out.
Dude, a Klingon Ferengi would be like the ultimate pirate.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
That would actually be kind of badass.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, me too.
They need a show of that.
Yeah. Klingon Ferengi pirates. I'm down for it. Sure, why not? Yeah. So the episode ends with Q and Picard. Q has done something. We don't know what yet. We don't know if he's changed the timeline. We don't know if he brought Picard somewhere else. But we're in for a ride, apparently.
I'm wondering if we are going to learn something more about Guinan and Elorians. I'm wondering if she is just in the first episode or if she has an ongoing part in this series, because they definitely drew a parallel between her and Q, as they have in the past. There's that strange episode where the two of them meet and she does some like praying mantis kung fu to kind of keep him at bay, and Q is visibly upset by the fact that she's there and don't keep this woman on your ship, and
you don't know what this creature is.
And, you don't know what this creature is capable of. So they definitely drew a parallel. I don't know if you picked up on it.
Yeah.
About their appearance. When Picard says to her, Elorians age slower than humans, and she said, yeah, but only if we allow ourselves to age. So I've allowed myself to age. They're basically explaining why she doesn't look like she did the last time we saw her in 1994. But at the same time, when we see Q, he looks the way he looked in 1994 when we last saw him. And then he says, oh, you look old. Hold on. And he waves his finger and he allows himself to age the same way that Guinan has allowed herself to age. So I'm wondering if that's just a coincidence or if they're going to draw some other parallels between the two of them.
Well, in the Will Wheaton show, Patrick Stewart did say that, in this season, Picard's going to learn a lot about himself and why he is the way he is, why, one of the reasons why he hasn't really found love and why he's always been against it, seemingly. But he said also, Q is going to learn a lot about himself. And then after he said that, he goes, oh, I don't know if I was supposed to say that. So for sure, we're going to learn about Q. I don't know if we're going to learn about Guinan. Maybe, you can make those assumptions from what you learn about Q. But there you go.
So the big question.
Yeah.
Did Mommy Picard get assimilated by the Borg? Is that what we're seeing here?
I mean, that's the theory, right? That's why she was all wrapped up in black and you don't see her face.
Yeah.
That's Mommy Picard.
I don't understand how that's possible.
Yeah.
Unless there's some time travel alternate timeline mumbo jumbo going on here, because he's officially the first human to encounter the Borg. Picard, I mean.
Well, Archer.
Well, yeah, but he didn't know what they were.
Right. I think they want us to think that it's the mom.
Yeah.
For sure. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Borg Queen has a similar appearance.
Yeah.
So that it echoes that, but it's not really his mom.
Yeah.
I think it's too cheap to make it his mom.
Yeah, no, you're probably right.
Yeah.
I mean, Seven did say, they found a new tactic. They're employing deception.
Yeah.
It's probably something more closer to that.
Yeah. And then in Screen Crush, they even said that, they took Picard's memories when he was Locutus, so, they would know that stuff about him.
Yeah.
So that could be part of the deception. I guess we'll see.
All right.
Yeah.
I just hope when they explore Picard's past here, they don't ignore some of the already established canon about his past, his relationship with his brother.
That was good.
There's that episode where he goes home after he's assimilated by the Borg and he's freed, and he goes home because it's just, after a traumatic experience, the natural inclination is to just go home somewhere that feels
Familiar.
safe,
Yeah.
familiar and safe.
Yeah.
And he re-explored his relationship with his brother and his past, and there was some powerful stuff there, and I really hope they don't ignore that, because that would cheapen the character in my eyes.
Yeah, for sure. I like that Picard looked like he was, in the 1930s Newsy as a child, like he was going to sell newspapers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I was also surprised they didn't show his brother as a kid, like even just like running off in another way,
Yeah.
So hopefully they maintain that stuff too. But then again, we never heard about Lal, Data's other daughter.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still haven't brought it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bothered me a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
It still
especially
bothers me.
since, it still bothers me, especially since they brought up B4. They acknowledged that, there are other Sung type androids out there.
Right.
So.
Yeah. But at least the hell yeah guy is back.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What do they call him? Like Herbert or something? I don't even remember.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm sure he's there for the one. Oh, one thing I noticed, they brought back the dog.
Yes.
Who very clearly they took that dog, put him into dog training for Hollywood, and
well,
the
dog's got a SAG card now.
Yeah,
so,
the dog's got a SAG card.
I think they're contractually obligated to have the dog at least in the first episode.
And that's it. That's it. Yeah. I am hoping if it's an alternate timeline, he has like a Chihuahua or a Pomeranian.
No, I want him to have the same dog, but the dog has an eye patch or something. So it's the evil version.
It's got a goatee. It's just a dog with a goatee.
Like, you remember, I don't know if you remember, but Mirror Archer had a dog.
Yeah,
and
like
the
a
dog was
Doberman
still it was still Porthos, but I think it was like a Rottweiler or something.
Yeah, an aggressive dog.
Yeah, it wasn't a beagle.
Yeah, that's right.
It wasn't. Oh man.
That'd be great.
So I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see what they have in store for us. I hope it's not all in the past. I hope we get some present time stuff. I would like to see some more of the Stargazer.
Do you think we'll see Riker again? I mean, he's there, right? He's behind the scenes.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I Jonathan Frakes is just a national treasure, and
right.
I would love to see more of him. I want to see them all, as long as it makes sense to the story. I would love to see every last one of them.
Indeed.
So hopefully that happens. So the episode name was Stargazer.
Yeah.
But it's not a reference to the ship, because the name of the ship, Stargazer, is one word. The title of the show was 2 words, Stargazer. I think they're referring to Picard himself.
Gazing towards the stars.
Yep, gazing towards the stars. His entire life, out in the stars. Yeah, probably leaving some stuff out, but I'm sure we'll touch on it again next week. We'll touch on the first episode again next week when Chad is back. So maybe he'll listen to this episode and respond to us a little bit next week.
So with Picard basically running around multiple timelines in the multiverse, will he run into Professor X in the multiverse of madness as they just both run around?
Maybe we should tell him the truth.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, you know what? Everybody says that's Professor X. It's not Professor X. That's Jean-Luc Picard.
That's right.
Boom.
Yeah.
You know, I read an article, and back in 1994, it was his first and last convention appearance. Christopher Reeve appeared at some Star Trek. You go to a Star Trek convention and
Yeah, they have other guys too.
There's Battlestar Galactica guys there
Yeah.
signing autographs. Yeah, so I guess Christopher Reeve was at a Star Trek convention in 1994.
Oh wow.
And he talked about playing Superman, and he talked about contacting Warner Brothers when all the Batman 89 hype was, when the movie was still in production, but everyone knew it was coming out. It was going to be the next big thing. And he actually contacted Warner Brothers and pitched the idea of doing just a small scene at the end where Superman shows up, and there's just a little back and forth between Christopher Reeve Superman and Michael Keaton Batman. And he basically said he was laughed off the phone. But here we are, 30 years later, and that's all they do now.
Right.
Is at the end of the movie, who's going to show up?
Yeah.
Who's going to show up to kind of foreshadow the next movie? So just makes me think, what could have been?
I know.
Could have been so beautiful.
89 Batman was almost going to be Bill Murray.
I remember hearing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would have been a disaster.
Oh, absolutely.
Then again, people thought that Michael Keaton was going to be a disaster, and now he's a beloved Batman.
But they weren't going to take it serious like they did with Keaton. It was going to be goofy. It was going to be like 1960s
really?
Batman. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it
Right.
wasn't
Well,
going to be the
I'm
same
glad
thing.
that there's so many stories about stuff like that was going to happen. Jack Black was going to play Green
Lantern
at one point, which basically would have been the greatest American hero, is what that would have been.
Yeah.
But interesting.
Yeah. So, I mean, Seth Rogen made the Green Hornet. That thing was terrible.
I don't think wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't see it, but
yeah,
I must have blacked that out of my mind until
just
as
now.
You
should.
Thank you for putting that back.
Yeah, as you should. Yeah. Go watch that.
No, I don't think I will.
All right, Captain America.
No, that one's just for you.
Yeah, thanks. I can be traumatized by Green Hornet. All right. Well, I think that's basically it.
Yeah, that's the end.
That's the end.
That's the end. So send us some feedback. Let us know what you think of the show. Should we send Chad to Germany every week? Or do you should we let him back in the club? What do y'all think?
If anyone knows of any German beers that Chad should try while he's out there, let us know so we can let him know.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. And there you go.
All right.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, we'll see you all next week. And
bye.
Live long and prosper. Bye.
Well, there you have it, another episode in the can. Check us out at Trekcast.com. Also, if you would, please subscribe to us via iTunes. Leave those reviews, subscribe to us, we'll get some numbers, get up the list, get more listeners, do more shows, have more fun. But for now, we're all done. So live long and prosper, and we'll see you next week. This episode of Trekcast is brought to you by Kanar. After a long day working in the ore processing center, all the Bajorans you've worked to death, what's better than to come back to the habitat ring to your quarters and pour yourself a nice, rich, thick, dark glass of Kanar. Kanar, from Cardassia.